We're here at La Colonia Boxing Club in Oxnard, where the new CEO of Mikey Garcia Promotions is the subject of a photo shoot. This is where his story really starts, and this is where it begins again. It's about fathers and sons, it's about Americans and immigrants, and it's the most widely anticipated return in boxing. Come on, let's go. What's it like to be back here?
Brings memories. You still see, you know, same layout as when we were here.
I heard he used to cry when you brought him to the gym. Is that true?
You never liked boxing.
I never liked it.
Tell me about this area over here.
I grew up with a lot of the friends here, especially because of the gym. It's rough. It's not the nicest side of Oxnard. It's rough neighborhood. It's gang-related neighborhood.
A lot of these kids grow up wanting to be gangbangers. When did you start wanting to be a cop?
I did the Police and Sheriff's Reserve Academy. I graduated, but I never really worked in law enforcement. It just wasn't for me.
You were better at fighting than being a cop.
I'm a better boxer than being a cop.
That's your brother's portrait on that wall.
They included my brother on that, and nobody messes with that wall.
Something like this, your brother up there, does that make you feel any burden to make your mark?
Well, you know, this is a sign of respect, you know, respect and pride. I may never have anything like this, you know, but being that my brother is here, I mean, that's pretty much, you know, as close as I need to be. I mean, that's our name there.
What about your father? Where does he belong?
I think my dad deserves a bigger recognition. He had a huge dream, you know. He wanted to, you know, accomplish a goal and become, you know, make world champions. And he's accomplished that. But he's still not done. He still wants to, you know, carry that name even further.
Did your father ever tell you why he came from Mexico?
It was hard, difficult, leaving family behind in Mexico, coming out here to work, living in one-bedroom apartment with 4 or 6 men. You know, I was pretty young still, but I remember seeing him come home just covered in red stains from the strawberries, you know, ripped jeans, a lot of the times with patches, just random patches from different groups, organizations, or whatever, just to, you know, repair and patch up the pants so, you know, he could go to work, you know, and he wanted a better life for everybody, you know. He wanted to make sure that he made money to make everyone's life better.
Your brother Robert says you used to cry when you went to the gym.
I don't like boxing. I wasn't planning on boxing. I liked coming to the gym to hang out after school because I had friends here, and I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I knew I didn't want to be a boxer. I just saw them, you know, training and then sparring and then fighting and cuts and blood, and it didn't appeal to me. I didn't really care for it.
Why are you so good at it?
I don't know. God blessed me, you know, and with the, like I told you, with the experience that my brother and my dad have in a way transitioned and given me now, and I just became, you know, what I am now.
What happened?
I was 13 when we went to Reseda Amateur Show. My brother signed me up. I was not training. I didn't go, you know, for a fight. I went there to support my nephew. I jumped in there. I think it was a 2 or 3 round exhibition match, and I didn't do bad. I actually liked it. That's when I actually started to like the idea of actually competing.
Why?
They gave him the gold medal, and they gave me like the silver medal. And I don't like the idea of me losing. I guess I'm competitive. I'm very competitive. I don't like to lose.
Mike, you were 34-0, super featherweight champion, but you haven't fought since January 2014. Why?
Got caught up in a legal dispute. Promoter and myself ended up going into litigation.
You sued the promoter. Whose decision was that? Your father's, your brother's, or yours?
It was my decision.
They didn't want to do it.
No, they didn't.
Yuriorkis Gamboa was offered $1.5 million to fight you. You were getting $1 million for that fight.
That started it. But at that time, Top Rank wanted me to sign an extension on the contract. And that's what I didn't like. They want to tie me down to, 2 more years or 3 years with the same terms that I have from a 2009 agreement.
Do you think at some level the other side had to be thinking, hey, look, he's a kid. He's working on an athlete's time clock. He's going to fold up.
I believe that's exactly how they felt about it, and they just wanted to drag on as long as possible and eventually watch me fold and come back and beg them for something. Didn't happen.
The lawsuit, it couldn't have been that easy a period.
No, there was times where it was very, very tough. Moments where I was pretty, stressed out, didn't know what was gonna happen, you didn't have a sight of when this is gonna be over. A lot of money, it cost me a lot of money.
Right. Let's put it all out there.
It's over $1 million in legal fees.
Out of your pocket?
Fees, out of my pocket.
Was it worth it?
It is, like I'm telling you, because I've learned so much more that I know I'm gonna make that much more now. Because I ain't gonna be stupid to allow them to do what they were already doing.
So now who's gonna promote Mikey Garcia?
Myself.
You're the CEO of Mikey Garcia.
I'm my own boss.
Promotion.
I'm my own boss. I make my own decisions. I may partner up with somebody.
I heard you got a couple of calls from
yeah,
Floyd.
He's visited us. He's very interested.
It's kind of nice for a guy whose father had to work the fields.
Definitely. I'm sure my dad is very, very proud. He was extremely happy when I called him and I told him that the announcement was made July 30th. We're back. Opponent, Elio Rojas. It's all done.
It's not just your boxing career, it's his legacy.
That's what I really like. That it's his dream. That legacy will continue, and it's not done. There's a lot more I'm gonna accomplish, a lot more, and there's gonna be a lot more things for him to be proud of.
Let's go to the fields. Come on.
Let's go. You got the right car for the day. Now you get to see some of the real strawberry fields. Can you imagine being here for 12 hours, doing this, picking strawberries, back-breaking work, man.
Your father came from Mexico, worked fields like these. Your first generation. Do you consider yourself more Mexican, more American? How?
I'm a Mexican-American. My blood is Mexican. My culture is Mexican. I am American. I live here. I love this country. I mean, it's a great country. Why would I, deny that I'm American? I am. I'm Mexican-American.
How does it make you feel when politicians start talking about putting up a wall to prevent Mexicans from coming in?
Have no idea what they're talking about. They wouldn't last an hour doing the kind of work that these men do.
But aren't they also working so that their sons can become Americans?
Of course. That's the dream. I mean, nobody, unless you're Native American here, can claim that they were already here. Everybody at one point or another, some generation behind you was an immigrant. I know this is where my dad worked. This is where my mom worked. My mom worked picking strawberries for, I don't know, 10, 20 years. My dad, same thing. So it's nice to know that you've made it out of something like this, but you never forget,
Now you know how big the dreams are that are invested in you in a certain way.
My dad's dreams are finally, coming true.